Good evening, everyone. How is everybody doing?
Good.
Good.
Doing okay. And yourself?
Great. I appreciate everybody's time. We'll be starting here time now. But we
Yeah,
have
good evening, Doc.
good
Thanks for
evening.
your time.
Yeah, there's a little quiz uh for everybody to take part in before we start. So kindly give one hold one. Uh Let me roll this out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right. So we have a quiz that we've just rolled out before we start. Everyone can try their hands on it. And then once we're done, we're going to give the answers. This is just about all the AI sessions that we've had so far. Right. And hopefully everybody can. Do you see the quiz on your side? I've seen folks have started answering it. So if you're on your phone, you can do it equally on your phone as well. Right. So just be on the lookout for it. I think it's out. If you're able to access the quiz, kindly let me know. Or you can give me a thumbs up. All right. Coyote is able to access it. So kindly go through the quiz. We will pause the quiz, later on. So everybody can start trying. It's just 6 questions, six. So just briefly go through, right? So whilst everybody's going through, we are going to start rolling out. And once you are done, we will go ahead and discuss the answers. So let's begin. Whilst everybody's, trying their hands on this. So you are very much welcome. This is Eretmis Cyber Chat. We do this every Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Tonight's topic, we are going to be looking at the top 10 AI tools cybersecurity and GRC professionals need to know for 2026. And we did AI, GRC, and cybersecurity tools. So, but this is not the same, right? So if you're a part of that and you're thinking, but we've done this discussion, still stay on because it's going to be a different twist to what we did previously, right? This is brought to you by Eretmis Academy. We are a cybersecurity institute based out of New York, and I'm Dr. Emmanuel Adu. I'm going to be your only pilot with some co-pilots contributing as we move along. I'm a former United States Army captain. I'm a member of the Forbes Technology Council and the CEO of Eretmis Inc., a cybersecurity consulting firm based out of New York, and then founder of Eretmis Academy, which is also based in New York, and former professor at University of Maryland Global Campus and CTC as well. And with that, we are going to move forward. So for Eretmis, we are authorized CompTIA partners. And what that means is that we have a 20% discount when it comes to vouchers and certifications. I know some folks were asking this week for discount vouchers on CISSP. CISSP don't have any discounts for anybody, right? So you have to just pay whatever they have for their certification fees. Now, for anyone looking to renew your certifications, if you are here tonight, you can put in the chat hashtag Team Live. You can add the dates to it, take a screenshot. You can use that as part of your continuing educational points. You can renew your certification by resitting for the exam or using your continuing educational points, right? So 45 minutes counts on here counts as one. Uh, CEU or CPE, depending on whichever certification and how they want to call the educational points that you have. And we also encourage you to look into our upcoming AI 7-day cybersecurity and GRC challenge. This is going to be very, very, very hands-on, very informative, and this is going to prep you for the new year 2026 to make you a high-speed cybersecurity professional or even a high-speed professional in whatever profession you are in, because most of the tools we are going to work with and show you is more applicable to cybersecurity, and then also there are general ones that are more, uh, project management, normal everyday operations that you can also learn from, right? So if you've not registered for this already, we encourage you to go ahead and look into it and register for this. And then also we are doing our Christmas sale, and this is going to be our last sale for the year before our prices increase in January. So if you're looking to get into into any of these programs, this is the right time to do so, right? And our cyber chat, our WhatsApp group has been posted for cyber chat. You can use that to join the WhatsApp group, and then also scroll the link for our new platform that we use for communicating has also been posted. It's cool. You can also join that as well. Now, the price increase that I was talking about, yes, in January, prices are going to increase. We are going to discuss that more as we move along. But we are going to jump into our cyber news for the week, and then we will look at the top 10 cyber security, the top 10 tools that cybersecurity professionals and GRC professionals should know in 2026. So we will start with cyber news. Now, there's a very interesting cyber news this week. And this is something that everybody's going to benefit from. It's not just our typical cyber news. And guess what this is? So, there's been a lot of WhatsApp scams going around, WhatsApp takeovers. Now, this particular type of attack or scam is kind of crafty, right? So that is why you have to pay particular attention to this. Is very crafty. You might probably not catch on to it until it happens to you or your loved one. So please pay attention to this. Now, how do they do this? And before we jump into that, does anyone know how to link another, like have the same WhatsApp account on different phones? Like, you can have your WhatsApp on different phones, right? Without putting in, I mean, you can have only one account with the same number, but you can have duplicate of your account, or you can link the account on different phones using different app. Anybody knows how to do that?
But Doc, I think with a link, I can link the WhatsApp web on my desktop. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, so you can link it on your desktop.
Yeah.
You can also link it on a different phone.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So it's not just on your desktop. You can, so for on a different phone, you can, so let's say you got a new phone, you can download WhatsApp. Instead of putting in your number, you can go to link to a different link to a WhatsApp that is already active. So you can link it. So you can link it on the web, and then you can also link it on your phone.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
on this type of attack, yes. So, and thank you for that. And for everyone, if you don't know how to do that, just try your hands on it. So you have a better appreciation of what we are going to talk about, right? And then also you'll be able to check if somebody has linked your WhatsApp and you don't know, right? Now, when you are able to link it to a different phone or in the web, you are in charge. You can do everything, just as the original WhatsApp account can do. I mean, you can literally do everything, and the person wouldn't even know you are sharing the same WhatsApp with them. And this is what attackers are doing now. Now, how do they do this? That is what we are going to discuss, right? So this was in the news, and I've also heard it, different places. So I thought this will be only prudent for us to discuss. So attackers are finding a way to access your WhatsApp account, and they call it ghost pairing. So they pair or they link a new device to your WhatsApp without you knowing, right? And how they do this is very simple. So they will randomly send you a WhatsApp message, and that will look something like this. Kind of, hey, I saw your picture on Facebook, or something that is going to make you click. I saw your picture on Facebook, or do you know this person, or does this belong to you, or this is your lost phone, something of that nature. It will look something like this, right? And you might see it to be from, Facebook, because they said they found something on Facebook, your picture or something, or sometimes they can even make it look more, as something that is going to really put you in a panic mode. They'll say they probably found your nude pictures or something crazy, right? Or your kids' pictures, or So something that is going to make you, and in today's day and age, mostly we just click on stuff without even thinking twice about it, right? So you see this in your WhatsApp, you are going to click on it to find out because we are all curious. Now, once you click on it, and this is not from Facebook. So this is a fake Facebook something. And even if you look at the link for the example that we are given, this link is not from Facebook, right? But because you saw Facebook here, you're just going to click on it. And when you click on it is where they begin their process. So immediately you click on it, it's going to take you to a verification page. So they want you to verify before they let you see the picture or they let you see whatever they are trying to let you see or that whatever you want to see. Now the verification page will only ask for your phone number, right? Not your email, just your phone number. Now immediately the verification page will look something like this. Immediately you put in your phone number. Guess what? What they are doing is they are trying to pair your WhatsApp to a different phone. And unknowingly to you, because you put in your phone number, you think, you are still waiting to see the picture. Now, their fake Facebook setup that they have will send you a code. And then also WhatsApp will send you another code. And the code will be the code to link, enter the code to link a new device. So you wouldn't know, and some people wouldn't pay attention. You are just going to go in there and then type it in because you are curious to see the picture or you are curious to write. And that is how they get you. So once you do this, nothing will happen. Your WhatsApp will work fine. There is no issues. But unknowingly to you, you've just granted some stranger access to your WhatsApp. They have access to all your chats, all your contacts, everything, right? If you take a screenshot of your debit card and credit card or whatever, which you shouldn't, send it to somebody, they have access to that. All your conversations, they are in it, right? They are able to send messages on your behalf without you knowing. So they can send a message requesting money or something from your friends and family, and they will delete it once they are done. You wouldn't even know they sent the message. So they are literally using your WhatsApp with you and you don't know. Right? They can pick your phone calls, they can make phone calls from your WhatsApp, and you're not even aware. So this is really, really scary. So we should pay attention to this. Now, how are we going to now? All these are just steps of how the attack really happens. I kind of gave you a high level overview of it, right? So how are we going to prevent this from happening? They'll never approve. Now, once anybody calls you or you find yourself in any situation where somebody is asking you for a code or you have to type in a PIN that is being sent to your phone, take your time and open the whole message that came with the PIN or the one-time password or passcode. Read what the message is for. Like, don't just look at the PIN or the code and just type it in or give it to somebody, right? So never approve unexpected device linking. If you don't pay attention, you wouldn't know you are linking your device to somebody else's phone. Stop and read prompts carefully before you give out PIN and or code to anybody. Never enter any PIN shown on a website, right? And on regular basis, check if your WhatsApp is linked to any other devices. And you can simply do that on your WhatsApp. If you go to link devices, you go to the top right, there will be 3 dots on there. You click on it, you see link devices. It's going to show you all devices that have been linked to your WhatsApp, right? So, and then also, mostly how some of these attackers also make this work and even work well is that if your friend or your family members, they've been able to take over your friend or family members' WhatsApp account, they will use that account to send you the picture or, and then because you saw that chances for you to click on it because it's from a known contact is high. And that is how they get you also as well, right? So if anybody sends you, your acquaintance, your friend, your family sends you a message, hey, have you seen this picture or look at this funny video, something of that sort, pay attention to it, right? And if you think the message is weird, contact them directly before you take any action, right? So this is something that everybody has to really pay attention for. They've just started this type of, attack. So just be on the lookout and pay attention to this, right? Because either than that, the old trick of calling you and saying we are in a meeting, Eretmis is having a prayer meeting, so we sent you a pin. People are catching up on that, and most people are not falling for that anymore, right? So now they are coming up with, new ways of doing this. Victoria, please go ahead.
What if you uninstall your WhatsApp? Is it gonna uninstall the hacker's own too? You uninstall the WhatsApp on the primary phone and you reinstall it.
Mostly when you uninstall it, it's not going to uninstall this, but mostly it is going to cut off all the devices that have been linked to your WhatsApp. You have to relink it again. Yes. So that is one way to stop that.
Thank you.
Right. And if you go to your linked devices and you see one in there, you can log them out in there. You can log them out in the linked devices, or you can even delete them from it so they wouldn't have that link to your WhatsApp anymore.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. All right. And how are we doing on the quiz? For anybody who joined us a little bit late, there's a quiz in there for you to take part in. Is everybody trying their hands on this quiz? All right. So
Yes.
we will take a quick look at the quiz before we jump in, or do we need more time? I think there are some good responses coming in. Okay, some people are done with the quiz. Others are okay. 39 people have completed. So we're still waiting on. Okay, so we'll give it a little bit, or we can look at it at the end of the session, or midway, discuss the quiz, and then we'll move forward. Right. All right. So let's jump in. Where did my screen go? Okay. So we are going to be looking at the top 10 tools that you need to know as a cybersecurity professional, GRC professional in 2026, right? And why is this important? I mean, we cannot stress on why this is important enough. But we are still going to look at some of the reasons why you should be up to speed when it comes to trending tools in the AI space. Now, for GRC, like all the AI sessions that we've had up to this point, I think this question has an obvious answer. Tools in cybersecurity and GRC, they are not all. They are not what is really going to do the job, but they really help you to do the job faster, quicker, and easier. If you want to look at it that way. Now, we cannot do away with, or we cannot overlook what AI is doing to the tools or industry in terms of support. So if you are in the security space, you have no option but to school yourself on this, or somebody who knows this is going to replace you, right? So it is, only prudent for us to make sure we are staying abreast with what is going on when it comes to AI tools. So for security professionals, this is not a nice to have anymore. It is a must have, and is a must know, right? So in 2026, security professionals who are on top of their tools game, especially when it comes to AI tools, they are going to be the ones who are going to excel, and they are going to be the ones who are going to be more employable, credible, effective. Now, reason being that even for the traditional tools that you know how to use already, your Zen GRCs and your Brada and Vanta and others, they are also all the tool vendors. They are embedding. They have embedded AI into what they do, right, into the tools. So it is good for you to know the integration of AI into these tools, and then also learn how to really use them to your advantage, right? So that is why we do sessions like this, to educate you more, and also to look at it from, even when it comes to AI tools in different categorizations, for you to be able to understand really what is going on. So why this is important, the nature of cybersecurity and GRC work has changed. It's not changing, it has changed already. Employers are expecting productivity, not just your knowledge of, tools and old automated tools. They are also looking for AI changes. So AI is changing, or has changed what we do now from, so knowing AI tools is not enough. Just knowing some tools is not enough, but being well vested in the different categorizations and their use cases is what we are looking at. And then also the use of AI tools introduce new type of risks. And we've discussed this a while ago, I think like 2 months ago when we did AI for security, security for AI. When we did that discussion, we know that AI tools are also vulnerable. So as security professionals, now this has been added to what we need to do in terms of our protection. Regulatory and audit expectations are also rising when it comes to even our normal assessment or regulatory expectations like HIPAA, PCI, and others. Now we are looking at how you are using AI tools as well. And then also knowing the tools also will show that you are ready for different roles in the cybersecurity space, or you are job ready, right? So that sends a really good signal. Now, you are not going to be a master of all AI tools, because for tools itself, there's a whole hundreds and hundreds of tools out there. But at least if you know the categorization and you know at least how to use one or two tools from each of these categories, you'll be ready for the job market, right? So AI tools, they are now the new gateway to all the different roles that you should expect in 2026. Now, when we say the nature of GRC and cybersecurity has changed, now it has changed because cybersecurity and GRC work, as it says, in 2025, moving into 2026, alert heavy. So there are a lot of alerts that are going to be sent from different tools, different systems, evidence heavy in terms of your compliance obligations, documentation heavy, also your compliance obligations side, time sensitive, compliance driven. So this is what is changing the GRC and cyber landscape. Tools are now used to perform some of the manual tasks, that we used to do in the past. Now, that is not to say, my take on this will be, before you jump into mastering the tools, you should master how you do things manually. And then now when you use the tools, you're able to move faster, right? And you understand what is going on, right? Just blindly jumping into the tools without understanding the basics of what you're doing is also going to not really help in the long run, right? So, but now in today's day and age, moving into 2026, it is only if you've not mastered how to do things manually, you have to do that really quick and move into the tools because that is the new normal, right? So if you are not mastering tools within this space, then that is going to make you a bit uncompetitive for 2026. Now, employers expect productivity, not just your knowledge. During interviews, hiring managers are not just going to ask, do you know what AI is? They'll ask, how do you use AI to investigate incidents? How do you use AI to reduce audit prep time? How do you use AI to get outputs that are accurate? Or how do you ensure AI outputs are accurate and auditable or credible, right? And that goes into AI governance that we've discussed a couple of times and so many times, right? And when you join the 7-day challenge, most of these things we are going to tackle, and we are actually going to show you how to use most of these tools, right? So, and also knowing the top tools will show that you understand the modern workflow. You can operate at scale and also reduce costs. So overall, hiring managers, this is what they are going to be looking for, not just the theory part or the knowledge part of AI and AI tools, but really how do you use them? How do you implement them? The application of it is what they are looking for. Now, when you look at AI tools as becoming part of our traditional GRC and cybersecurity tools, now AI tools, they are no longer a standalone product. We've embedded them into SIM tools, EDR platforms, cloud security tools, GRC platforms, and audits and compliance platforms as well, right? And we are going to look at how some of these, how the embedding has been done, right? So if you don't understand the AI features in these tools, for example, if you're a master of GRC and now you don't know how GRC has integrated AI into it, or has embedded AI into their platform, your mastery of it, now you are no more, I wouldn't call you a master of that anymore, because AI has come to stay. They are not going to have a version of the tool with no AI, another version with AI. Now, the only version that is going to be left is the version with AI embedded in it. So it behooves you to, school yourself on the new additions that are being done to these tools. And then also at the same time, as a security professional, now you are not just looking at the security, risk of the tool, but you are looking at the AI compliance risks aspect of it as well, right? So that is why we are doing this. Now, AI changes what good looks like, because now what good looked like, in 2025 is not going to be the same in 2026. So a good SOC analyst, fast triaging, clean narrative, a good GRC analyst, fast evidence, consistent documentation, and all these you can do with most of these AI tools or AI embedded tools, GRC or security tools that are out there, right? So knowing them now is not an option, right? It is something that it's a must, right? So AI tools, they also introduce new risks that must be governed. So as a security professional, as a GRC professional, it is your duty to make sure that we are also governing the use of AI, because AI comes with a lot of risks. Aside the normal security risks, it comes with ethical, bias risks, transparency, and a whole list of it, right? And we've discussed some of these extensively in the past during other cyber chats, right? So knowing AI tools allow you to identify AI misuse, prevent data leakages, and then also meet regulatory expectations, enforce acceptable use. So you cannot govern AI if you don't understand AI or the AI tool, right? So for regulatory and audit expectations, now auditors and regulators, they expect a lot when it comes to the use of AI. So if you are at the receiving end, so whether you are an auditor or you are an assessor, or you are working in a company and you have to prep your company for the audit or assessment, this affects both parties, right? So for AI use now, it triggers a lot of privacy obligations, security controls, risk assessment, audit evidence. And then for auditors, so this is for, folks within the company. For auditors, the tools, what AI tools, so some of the things that they also be looking out for during an audit or an assessment is what AI tools are you using? How are they approved? What type of data do they assess? What outputs? How are outputs validated? Right. So they are looking at the use of it, the risks associated with the use of AI within your organization. Right. So you have to be able to come up with tangible reasons for this and answers for this. And at the same time, for internally within the company, we have to be doing our own risk assessment and security controls and doing all that as well, right? So now, like I said, anywhere you find yourself on the radar, on the consulting side, auditing firm side, risk assessment side, anywhere you find yourself, you cannot dodge AI, right? AI is going to catch up to you. So it is better you embrace it. You learn how it is being used, especially when it comes to tools. And then you are going to be on top of your game as a security professional. So knowing the tools, signal career readiness. So this is an obvious one. GRC professionals or cyber professionals who can speak to the different types of AI tools and how they are and the different use cases, and who also know how to use some of these tools. They are career ready than others who just are still hanging on to the buzzword AI, thinking AI is a mystery that cannot be cracked, right? So hiring managers, they want to see who is career ready in terms of who can speak to the use of AI and all that. Now, we are going to look at some very key aspects when it comes to AI tools here shortly, right? And then also AI tools being your gateway. Obviously, if you know how to govern AI, you know how to use AI tools, and you know the security part of it, you know the governance part of it in terms of compliance, risks, and all that aspects, you are going to be way ahead of most of your folks in the security space, right? So new roles that are being created like AI governance analyst, AI risk manager, AI compliance specialist, AI audit lead, and others. If you really, school yourself in the AI space, you'll be able to jump ahead of all these different types of roles, right? So the new roles that are coming up, that is going to be a combination of AI and cybersecurity GRC roles. If you school yourself on this, you'll be a part of the pay setters or the folks who are starting this whole new roles in the security AI space, right? Now, we are going to look at AI co-pilots, AI agents, and automation. What are they? In our previous discussion, when we looked at AI, GRC tools, and cybersecurity tools, we did a comparative analysis of automation, and then also we looked at AI agents, right? So the difference between the normal automated tools and AI agents. Now, in today's discussion, we are looking at AI co-pilots and AI agents and automation. So if you are not familiar with what AI pilot is, co-pilot is, AI agent, AI and automation, we are going to look at that before we look at our top 10 list. And this is going to help us to really make sense and understand our top 10 list for tonight, right? Now, any feedback on the quiz? Are we still working on the quiz, or we are able to discuss the quiz before we move into looking at our agents? I think we are 59% complete. So for folks who joined us a bit late, there are some questions that we are, you have to be doing in the background whilst you are going through this. We are going to end it pretty soon, and then we'll look at the answers here shortly. So whilst you are doing that, we are going to run through our AI agents, automation, and AI co-pilot. Before we look at our top 10, we will look at the quiz first before we do the top 10. So AI co-pilot, what is it? And why is it important? Why should we even know about AI pilots, a co-pilot? So as the name suggests, co-pilot, it means somebody is the main pilot, and then the AI co-pilot is going to be the co-pilot, right? So AI co-pilot simply is an AI assistant that has been embedded into a tool, right? So if you have like your traditional tools like Zen GRC, Grada, Vanta, and others, if we embed your co-pilot, AI co-pilot into it, it enhances the tool. It makes it, it gives it the capabilities of doing more. Now, with that being said, your AI assistant, your AI co-pilot is only an assistant, right? It's only an AI assistant. It will not be able to take decisions like an AI agent. It will not be able to approve changes or trigger, workflow or operate without the human oversight, because the human is the main pilot, right? Now, why is the co-pilot? Why do we even need this type of AI algorithm? So what can the co-pilot do? The AI co-pilot, it helps answers questions in natural language. So you can, if you are doing queries, you can ask in natural language, and the system will be able to, or the software you are using or the tool you are using will be able to respond. So you don't need to know coding or anything to be able to do some queries. It summarizes, alerts, risks, evidence. It can help you draft reports, draft policies and findings. It can suggest next steps, in what you are doing. It can explain complex data as well, right? Now, this is not the same as ChatGPT, right? Not by any means. ChatGPT is a standalone AI tool. AI Copilot is an embedded assistant into the tool, traditional tool that you are using, whether Zen GRC, Splunk, Nexus, right? So, and this is what the AI Copilot can do, right? So, now this is more explanation of it. So, like I said, like the name suggests, when we bring it down to cybersecurity and GRC, it's an AI assistant embedded inside your professional tool, just like I said earlier, into your security GRC audit tools. It helps to analyze, right, and decide faster without replacing you, right? So you make the final decision. The AI Copilot is there to help you to facilitate and make things move a bit faster than usual, right? So these are the things that we've spoke about earlier, what it can do and what it cannot do. So it doesn't make decisions. It's not going to replace you. It doesn't approve actions. It is just there just to make things a bit easier for you. Now, what are some of the use cases for cyber and GRC? We can use it for for automatically collecting audit evidence, and then also to monitor vendors, flag risks changes, create incidents through thresholds, and then also track AI use and use cases. Now, some of the common tools that have the AI Copilot embedded in them, ServiceNow, some of the SOAR tools with AI, GRC tools with AI agents, and then also some AI governance platforms as well. Now, when it comes to when to use these agents for tasks like tasks that are kind of repetitive workflows, define rules, low to medium risk actions, and then also high volume processing. That is the use cases for using your AI Copilot. Now, we are going to look at your AI agent. So hopefully everybody's taking some clue from this. Your Copilot is different from your AI agent. Now, what is an AI agent? So an AI agent is an AI system that can execute tasks, make decisions, and move work forward within defined boundaries. So it can work without a human oversight, but then we have to set boundaries for it, right? What we call guardrails. We set the guardrails for it, so it works within that limit. But it can take decisions. It can make decisions. It can, think and decide and behave like a human being. That is what an agent does. Unlike your co-pilot. So if you are really confused about the difference between the two, the co-pilot needs a pilot, right? The agent is a standalone. An agent is an agent. An agent can work by themselves, right? So what can an agent do? Perform multi-step tasks, trigger workflow, monitor conditions, escalate issues, collect evidence automatically. Now, what agents may also do is to make recommendations, to trigger tickets, to notify teams, or to notify you of anything that is happening. So that is the difference. Now, an agent can literally do the work if you give it the right boundaries or the right defined boundaries, right? So in the GRC context, cybersecurity context, also be able to collect evidence, automatically monitor vendor, also create incidents, track AI common use cases, and so similar to your AI Copilot, some of the tools or some of the common tools within this space are also listed there as well. So your GRC tools with your AI agents, your SOAR tools, your ServiceNow has an kind of also an AI agent version of it, of ServiceNow. And then also you have your AI governance platforms that are also using this. And then also use cases for different. Now, this is mostly for the use of AI agents. When it comes to risks, they're a bit more risky than your co-pilot, because co-pilot needs human oversight. AI agents can work on their own with limited oversight. Now we move into automation. We discussed automation last time. When it comes to automation, really, it falls outside the realm of AI. Now, automation has been there for a long time. And previously, we kind of thought, about 15, 20 years ago, that kind of mimicked what AI was supposed to do. But automation don't really do any reasoning or learning it just operates strictly by rules. So the rules that we give it is exactly what it is going to do. It doesn't think outside that. It cannot learn. It just operates strictly by the rules, right? So it executes defined actions, follow scripts, does not adapt or reason, and automation is done for handling. It handles ambiguity, explain decisions, learn from output. It cannot do any of those, right? So interpret context, all that will be fall within the realms of AI agent or AI copilot. So automation is kind of straightly just do whatever it is told and then does it. Doesn't even keep anything within for learning purposes. Now, for use cases, it's able to run vulnerability scans on timely basis. We can set it to run vulnerability scans at certain times, send compliance reminders, enforce password rotation, close tickets. Some of these are some of the examples of the use cases. Common tools, SOAR tools, schedule scripts, and RPA tools. And then when it comes to when to use automation for predictable tasks, low risk executions, and high consistency needs. Now, putting them side by side, when it comes to human involvement, Copilot requires human involvement. Your AI agent has been pre-configured, so is able to operate without human involvement. Automation also needs minimal because it has the rules already, right? Decision making, when it comes to Copilot, the human makes the decision. When it comes to AI agent, the agent will make the decision, but within some boundaries. Automation, there is no decision making there, right? Now, taking action, Copilot cannot take any action. Your AI agent can take action, but it's guarded. Your automation, that is preset for it. And then when it comes to learning and adopting, only your agent can learn, but even that is also limited depending on what type of agent. When it comes to explainability, Copilot is high explainability, which is good. Agent is low. For automation, there is no explainability because it's not really thinking or doing anything. It's just executing rules. Governance needs for Copilot is high. For your agent is very high, and then when it comes to automation is medium. Now, reason why it is very high for your AI agent because of everything that it can do. Now, when it comes to Copilot, it's high, but still with a human oversight, it kind of brings your overall risks low. And then for risks is medium to high. For automation, risks is low. Now, why is this important? When it comes to governance and compliance, your Copilots, they are low risks, easy to govern. Your agents are high risks, must be tightly governed. Because if we don't govern it that well, it is going to get out of hand. Automation, predictable, but not flexible. When it comes to governance, really not much is needed. I mean, once rules are set and configured well, then that is it, right? So for most compliance failures in 2026, it is not going to be based on your Copilot or automation. It is going to be based on your poorly governed AI agents, not your copilots, AI copilots, right? So if you are looking at where you are going to have most problems is your AI agents, tools that are AI agents that are being used on the job, not your copilot tools. That doesn't mean you should also not keep an eye on it, because for copilot is high to low to medium, right? For your agents is medium to high, right? Now, any questions on this before we move into our actual list? And you are going to understand why we went through this when we start looking at our list. And how are we doing on the quiz? We are going to look at our quiz before we jump into the rest of the discussion, right? Anybody joining us late, there was a quiz in there. If you've not taken part of the quiz, we kindly encourage you to do so before we start looking at, okay, let me just pull up the, so we're still sitting at 48 out of 7, so 61%, right? But I think we're gonna, everybody done with the quiz? We should, can't see the quiz? Okay, I think it was launched way before you joined, so For folks who joined later, you still can't see the quiz, or it's for only those who joined earlier who can see the quiz? I'm not really sure because I'm not, seeing it from your end. I wouldn't be able to say. Who joined in the past 10 minutes and is able to see the quiz? All right, so I think we're just gonna go ahead and end the quiz. And so the correct answers, I'm going to go ahead and show the correct answers to everyone. So if you answered right, you will know. If you answered wrong, you will know. Oh, you can see them now. Okay. Can everybody see the correct answers? Before we start
Yep.
sharing, please. Okay.
Yeah, I see them.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
once we're done, if we have time, we will just go through the quiz real quick for everybody for us to discuss the answers. All right. So I appreciate everybody's effort in partaking in the quiz. So we are going to end the quiz and then also share the results with everyone, and we will move on. So we are going to be looking at our list, top 10 list. But before we do, for folks who join us a little bit later, come January 2026, our prices for all our courses are going to change because we are restructuring our courses. So for example, going through some of the list for our entry level, which used to be 5,500, it is going to go up to 11,900. There's a huge change in the structure and everything. For our hands-on training, still the same thing, 1,300 to 2,500, and that is for the tools training. For the certifications, for CISSP, 3,900 to 4,900. For our PCI DSS, they are also a big restructuring on that part. The 5,500 is also going to 11,000. For our PCI DSS expert, 7,500 is going to go to 14,900. For our GRC and our AI governance is going to move from 6,000 to 12,000. For our cloud security professional, is going to move from also 6,000 to 12. For our GRC internship and workshop, it's going to move from a 3,000 to a 7,500. So for folks who are looking to get into the GRC, if you can still lock in the old prices, even if you do the installment payments, you just have to make one installment payment and you lock it in. That way you don't get affected by all the new prices that are coming up. And then also if you are looking to make a one-time payment, pay it off, you can get, for the old prices, you can get a 30% discount with the Christmas sales that is going on. And for folks, if you've not joined the 7-day AI, Cyber, and GRC challenge, I highly encourage you to do so. I think it's the early bird was $3.99 to join. The normal, aside the early bird, is $4.99, and then we have our VIP that is $7.99. Right. So if you've not joined, we encourage you to join. It's going to be from 8th of January to the 15th. It's going to be 1 week of packed AI learning. You are going to learn a lot of AI tools beyond cybersecurity and GRC. And then for folks in GRC and cybersecurity, you are going to learn a lot, right? So for all the AI sessions that we've been having, if you think you are learning a lot from it, then you can imagine what you learn, how much you are going to gain out of the challenge, right? So we encourage you to be AI ready for 2026, because it's not a nice to have anymore, it's a must have. And for folks who are new to the Eretmis community, if you are trying to break into cybersecurity space, this is the right course for you. It's the cybersecurity entry-level course. It comes with training. We take you through theory concepts, and then we move you into the doing part, which is the GRC internship and workshop, and you get to work on different cybersecurity tools. Now, for the new restructuring, we are going to have the internship where you work on projects, looking at the manual part of it, doing it manually. That way you understand all the moving pieces. And then the second portion of the internship is going to be the use of tools like the AI tools, right? So you do risk assessment manually, and then we move you into using a tool to do risk assessment as well. So those are some of the big changes that are coming, right? So if you are looking to jump into the cybersecurity space, the cybersecurity entry-level course is the right program for you. Now, for folks, if you've completed a master's in cybersecurity, you have a bachelor's in cybersecurity, some training elsewhere, but you like the hands-on, right? You can do a project, all you know is just theory. Your place to be is the cybersecurity GRC internship. This is where you actually get to learn how to work on cybersecurity projects. So you are going to learn by doing, right? So if you go to interviews, you are speaking to what you've done, not what you know. Interviews are not about define this, define that. It's about how do you do this, right? So if you've never conducted risk assessment before, no matter how smart you are, you don't know what you don't know, right? And what you've never done, you can beat around and try to talk. No matter how good of a talker you are, even if you talk your way through getting the job, you can't talk your way on the job. You have to do it, and nobody's going to teach you how to do your job. You have to come in already knowing how to do it. They will orient you on the tools that they use and stuff like that. But really, for somebody to sit you down and teach you risk assessment or third-party risk assessment, like I tell everybody, when people ask you, but they said they're going to train you on the job. My question to you is: are you going to hire a driver to teach the driver how to drive to pay him? No. Or are you going to hire a chef to teach the chef how to cook and then pay him as well or her? No. The chef has to come in already knowing how to cook. Now, if the chef don't know how to use your stove or your rice cooker, that is fine. You can show him or her. That is not a problem. But they have to know how to cook before they get there. And this is where you actually learn how to do the cybersecurity cooking, right? So we encourage you to look into this program if you know you don't have what it takes to do the job. And then also our cloud security, for folks already in the cybersecurity space, or you've been in IT for a while, you're trying to move into the cybersecurity space. This is an area for you to also look at. If you're already in the cybersecurity space working and you've not gone through this program, you are doing yourself a big disservice, because as a security professional, you should be able to also move in the cloud, right? And also to be able to secure the cloud. So this program also very hands-on. We go through the theory and then we do internship as well, where you get to work with AWS, Azure, Google Cloud. And there's a lot that we do in this program, right? Very comprehensive. And our AI governance program. So for AI governance, if you want to be AI ready, you want to be able to get ahead, hold positions like AI governance specialist and all that different roles that are coming up. This is the course for you to take. This takes you deep into the realms of AI. And then we also do a lot of, you're also going to move into the hands-on portion, which is the internship, where you get to work on different AI governance projects. And also you are going to be exposed to the different frameworks and how to use them to do assessment and audits as well, right? So if you've gone through all the AI series that we've done and you believe, okay, I think this is what is really going to set me apart from everybody. And if you want to be career ready, research improved career move, then we encourage you to look into the AI governance specialist program, right? And then our PCI DSS, this is the big boys space, because the PCI DSS is the most arguably the lucrative niche in the cybersecurity space, right? So for folks already with some good IT background, or if you're already in cybersecurity, we encourage you to look into this. So for this program also, and reason why this still is the program that beats all other programs is that our highest paying students in Eretmis or past students, they come from the PCI class, right? We have folks making 250 plus on one job just from PCI, right? So this is a very lucrative niche in the cybersecurity space, but you really have to be able to know what you are doing. I know some people are teaching PCI for 1 week and 2 weeks. Our specialist course is 4 months, and that is just PCI. So if somebody is teaching you PCI for a week, you might want to, rethink it, because PCI is unlike other frameworks that you can easily bulldoze your way through. No, to be a PCI programs manager for a company is no joke. So you have to really, and this is where we really, give you a very strong foundation in PCI, and then you get to do a lot of hands-on where you work on internship projects and do a lot of hands-on. So from start to finish, you'll be a full-blown PCI professional. We encourage you to look into that as well. And if you've not joined our WhatsApp group, the link has been posted, and we are going to move into our top 10. So for our top 10, we are going to look at it by categorizing it first. And the first category is the security copilot category. Now, the second is the search query copilot category. And then we have the GRC copilot category. And we move into the trust, compliance, automation, plus AI governance category as well. So probably by now you are thinking, okay, so now we are not going to ask the question, hey, Dr. Edu, what is a copilot? Right? We know what an AI copilot is, right? So now we can, look at our list, knowing exactly what we are looking at. So for our security copilot, it helps us to speed up what we do for our SOC operations and for investigation and others. For our query, it turns natural language into detection plus queries, right? So we don't have to, now you are not writing SQL code. You can simply type in whatever you want and it will be able to do the query for you. Your GRC copilot, it helps accelerate audit, risk, compliance workflows. And for your trust compliance automation, it helps with evidence, questionnaires, AI oversight as well. So this is a summary of all the tools. We are going to look at the tools individually here shortly. So this is our top 10. For your security copilot, we have Microsoft Security Copilot, CrowdStrike, Charlotte AI. We have Prophet Security AI SOC, and then we have Splunk AI Security Assistant, IBM QRadar Advisor with Watson. Now for our search and query copilot, we have Splunk AI Assistant for SPL, and then we have Lapid IQ, and then for our GRC, we have DSG AI Copilot. This is a GRC Copilot, and then we have our Diligent One platform. This is also a GRC Copilot as well. Now, and then for our trust and compliance, we have, kindly mute yourself. We have, all right, for our trust and compliance automation, we have our Centralis AI compliance and continuous monitoring, and this is also our trust and compliance copilot, right? So we are going to look at these tools and exactly what they do. Now, reason why we have this categorization is if you just list everything together, it kind of looks like some random tools that we are just putting together. But when we really structure them into, sessions like this, it's easier for you to understand what the tools are really used for. And for all the co-pilots, the co-pilot tag that you are seeing, it means that these tools, we've embedded AI co-pilots into them or AI assistants. So the tools are helping us to do more than the tools usually did in the past, right? And for example, for the Microsoft Security Copilot, it's not just one tool, it's a combination of tools in the Microsoft, landscape that has been put together to help us do this. So all of it together, helps us to get the Microsoft Security Copilot, right? So this is AI assisted, integrated into Microsoft security tools to help triage, alert, and summarize incidents. So if you didn't learn anything tonight, at least you should remember what an AI copilot is, an AI agent is, and then automation, right? So our CrowdStrike also is an AI assisted tool that is used for what we would normally have to use our CrowdStrike tool for. So real-time incident analysis and support. But now the AI assistant or the AI co-pilot part of it makes it even more effective. And then we have our AI SOC platform. This also for AI detection, investigation, and response support. And then our Splunk AI security assistants. For Splunk, there's a lot of queries that we do in sim tools like Splunk. And now with this AI assisted AI Copilot, we are able to use natural language to interact or to get queries from Splunk, right? And then we have our QRadar advisor. Now, with the QRadar advisor, also similar to the other tools, AI-driven investigation insights layered over a SIM data or layer over your SIM tool. QRadar is a SIM tool, right? So also all these AI assistants are making these tools even better. So from the example that I gave from when we started, if you knew how to, or if you know how to use QRadar, but you're not schooling yourself on the new embedded AI assistance into it, then you are doing yourself a disservice because you're easily going to, push yourself out of the market. Now you don't have to master all these tools, but at least you should know the concept behind these tools, and two, at least try your hands on one or two of them, right? So security teams, and why this matter, security teams, within security teams, there are a lot of volumes of alerts, especially in the SOC space, right? A lot of alerts. So if you are working in that space, how are you able to triage your alerts and also your investigation workflow? It becomes really dependent on the size of the organization. This can become really overburdensome for the whole entire team. But if this is set up well, with all these, AI co-pilot tools, embedded tools, then it makes life way more easier, right? Renee, please go ahead before we move on.
Hey, thanks, thanks, Doctor. My question is like most of these tools not free. So how to get kind of one of them to learn?
Okay, so some of these tools, they are free, not all of it. There are some free versions that you can, and they call some community versions. Majority of them are not free, especially QRadar, and what is the other one? For those folks, I don't think they're ever going to get a free version anytime in their life. QRadar and maybe somebody, Archer, RSA Archer.
And CrossRite.
The crowds, yes.
Yeah.
Those folks, I don't know what their deal is, but for Splunk, there's a free version that you can use. At least if you are not able to use for the free version, they have some limitations. You are not able to get all the all the services within the tool to work, but at least still that is some good place to begin with. So at least you can use majority of the features in there, but not all of it. Because if they let you use all of it, then what is the use? And then also the trick to it, to this is, for some of the tools, they have trial periods, right? So you can get maybe a 7-day free trial, and then after that, if you can't pay for it, you just, because there's even no sense in paying for the tool if you are not using it at a company level, or purchasing these tools on the personal level is crazy. Because what really are you going to use with the tool? Just to practice with it? What if the company you're going to join is not using that tool? Right. So when I say try practicing with these tools, I'm referring to get your hands on at least one of the free ones within that category. So if you don't know how to use QRadar, but you know how to use Splunk, you can easily use QRadar. Right. They have similar interface. If they are all SIM tools, they are used for one thing. So the concept of using them remains the same. So that is the trick to schooling yourself on tools because one tool can cost you upwards of 50K, 60, at least minimum 5,000, 7,000 a year, 8,000. So if you want to learn all cybersecurity tools like some people are doing, chasing all tools, then even if you're in a company and they're using that tool, why the need of purchasing the tool on the side by yourself to use and practice? It doesn't really make sense. If your company has it, then you can obviously school yourself on it with what your company has. Right. Kwame, please go ahead.
Prof, I have a simple question. I wanted to ask that I know most companies have AV antivirus on their endpoints, right? And then when it comes to SIM tool, most of these SIM tools who have these scanning activities going on in the background and alerting the agent or the
Antivirus.
user take action against whatever is happening in the environment. So I want to understand, is there going to be a time that either the AV and then the SIM2 is going to be linked together, or there's always going to be that antivirus activity happening, whilst there's going to be a SIM2 also doing another stuff?
So those tools, they're all doing separate things. So I don't really foresee a SIM tool having the capabilities of an antivirus or anti-malware, capabilities. And simply because you don't want to overburden your tool, right? So you want your tool to be as proficient as possible. So it has one task. If it is a vulnerability scanning tool, then that is it. You don't want your vulnerability scanning tool to be able to also do antivirus scanning stuff, and then also to be able to catch other malware, to be able to do it's almost then your tool becomes ineffective. But for the distraction that you're talking about, I can understand how that is. It is just up to the company to maybe
I had wanted to even call you on that and talk to you about, because
okay.
we have a Sentinel One as an antivirus software that we use in the environment, and then we use SecureWorks as a SIM, right?
It is
And
triggering
then
all these alerts.
yeah,
Okay,
bring all
so
this.
we can talk offline then.
Okay,
We can talk
okay.
offline. But what Kwame is saying is this. So your antivirus has been configured to, when it picks certain types of activities on your system, it will give you an alert. Well, if you don't really tone down on that configuration and it is really sensitive, if you have other tools that is doing their normal operations, you'll be getting alert all day from your antivirus or anti-malware, right? So you really have to. It's just you fine-tuning your configuration. That way,
And
it is not too
that's
sensitive.
my problem. That's my problem. That's what you said, because I'm getting these alerts coming from here that I have to put in exclusions all the time, and it confuses me sometimes. So that's what I wanted to talk about.
We can talk offline and we can come up with a strategy. I'll show you how to do the configuration to really reduce the sensitivity of your antivirus, right?
Okay, thank you.
And I think there was another. Okay, but thank you for bringing that up. Now there was another hand up that is down. Okay, so let's jump straight into. Okay, so Kwame's hand was up from previous. So the second category is the search and query co-pilots, and for the search and query, we had the first one was the Splunk AI assistant. So Splunk obviously is a SIM tool, and the AI assistant helps us to really convert plain language into Splunk queries. So first, previously, before this, the Splunk AI assistant was a thing. You have to learn Splunk queries to be able to really do queries in Splunk. But now you can put in, plain language, and it will be able to do the queries for it to convert it into Splunk queries. So that is the beauty of your AI co-pilots, right? Or AI assistants. And we have our lipid IQ. So this is also for the query side. It helps us to do natural language query for threat investigation and reporting for all your lipid platforms, right? So why this matters, or why this bucket matters. So like I said previously, for these, especially for like Splunk, you needed to learn the Splunk queries to be able to function in there. But now, without you taking weeks and months to learn your Splunk queries, you can now use Splunk and Lipid also without actually going through and learning the specific queries to be able to get the information you are looking for, right? So this makes our life way more easier. That is why it is better for you to school yourself on this, because now your life becomes way more easier, right? If you are there still struggling with your Splunk queries. Samuel, please go ahead.
Yeah, Doc, to work in the let's say in the Department of Defense or War, all these tools have to be FedRAMP approved, right? And are all these FedRAMP approved? Are all these in the marketplace?
So in the Department of Defense space is a bit different, right?
Okay.
Sometimes they have their own in-house built tools.
Built tools, okay.
So the government really, when it comes to all these commercial tools that we are talking about, even the ones that they use, they are specifically tailored to them.
Okay.
Right. So for them, it's a different ball game. But if you know how to use these tools, you can easily use ones that have been, made specifically for the government side.
Okay.
Because for the tools, once they fall within the same category, they have a lot of similarities because they are doing almost the same thing. Right. So if you can use one here, it's very easy to, easily maneuver or find your way around a similar tools. For example, if you can use Plank,
Right.
it is very easy for you to also use QRadar and for you to use other tools like RSAHR and others. Right. So they kind of follow almost the same format because the intent of the tool is the same. Right. Femi, please go ahead.
Thanks.
Femi, please go ahead. Your hands were, but you had your hand up. All right. So whilst we're waiting for Femi, we're going to move ahead with the GRC co-pilots. So for the GRC co-pilots, we are looking for co-pilot tools that has the co-pilots embedded in them that helps us to do GRC.
Sorry, Prof.
Yes, go ahead.
Prof. Yeah, I quickly, in a plain language, what is the difference between assessment and auditing?
Oh, that is a big question. Now, where are my interns from the past, the folks who just graduated, last 2 weeks? What is the difference between an assessment and an audit? Or anyone who's gone through GRC internship and workshop? Anyone? Or I mean, generally, anybody can, take a swing at this one. What is the difference between an assessment and an audit? So if you say we are going to do a PCI assessment or a PCI audit, which one is really what?
I think assessment is more like we have control that we go check and see if the security control are in place. While audits is like you have to come up with like audits, you find out, but it is not like it's not telling you or you pass it or not. You find out and give you here's your finding, and you go in and fix it. While assessment is like you assess and come up with a certificate.
Okay.
But
Okay.
audit does not.
Okay.
It's not necessary. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Good start, Renee. Edward, please go ahead.
Good evening, Doctor. Good evening, everyone. I think an assessment is when you are just checking the security posture of a company. Then an audit is when they get penalized when they don't meet a certain compliance criteria. Yes, in simple terms. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Edward. Andy, please go ahead.
So for assessment, you just assess for vulnerabilities and stuff like that. But audit is really making sure what they are supposed to be doing is what they are doing. And if not, you give them.
Okay. Shongo, please go ahead and Chucks, and we'll move forward. Thank you, Andy.
Okay, real quick, believe an assessment, sometimes the words are very interchangeable, but an assessment is what you would do internally with your own organization, like a SAC, self-assessment questionnaire. And an audit is when Dr. Do comes and audits you, a third-party assessor, and comes and really test what you have in place. and send in reports. But if you want to be kind and do a third-party assessment, a third-party audit, it's easier on the company if you just say assessment. So it's interchangeable at times.
Okay. Jax, please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. For me, I'll say assessment is really just identifying your strengths, weaknesses, your risks, and also like opportunities for improvement in your system. And why audit is really just verifying your compliance with the standards, regulations, or the controls that you've put in place.
Okay. Thank you, Chuck. Bashiru, please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Doctor. I just want to make my definition in a very simple term. I will say that an assessment is what we do to evaluate performance and identify strengths and weaknesses of our maybe probably a vendor. And auditing is just to verify compliance with rules, standard, and policy. So that's just my simple definition.
Okay. So with that, I'll ask a question that I think will help us to answer this. So if Dr. Edu goes to the hospital for his annual physicals, right? Is that an assessment or is that an audit?
That should be an assessment.
It's an assessment.
It's
Okay.
an assessment.
Okay. But if Dr. Edu goes to the Army's physicals, like he wants to join the Army and he goes to do the Army's physicals, is that an assessment or an audit?
That's an audit.
That's an audit.
Oh, regulatory.
Okay. So does everybody get the difference between the two? So an assessment is more friendly, right? We identify issues and you fix them. So I go to my annual physical. There's really nothing at stake. I go there, okay, they check just to make sure, okay, I'm, fix this, fix that. Maybe your weight is low, is high, your pressure is high, is low, you do that. Now, so there's necessarily no pass or fail, right? So you either did, you can do better or you did bad, so improve. Now, if I go to something like I'm joining the military and I go for military physicals, I either pass or fail. Right. So that is an audit. Now, in the security space, we look at it this way. Assessment is more, we perceive assessment to be more holistic. That is a bit more friendlier, is more informal. An audit is more formal, a bit stricter. But in security, we kind of interchange audit with assessment to make it more friendly. Right. So most of these framework bodies or these companies who come up with the standards like PCI, they wouldn't say PCI audit. They say your PCI assessment to make it, because when people hear audit, they kind of want to hide behind their tables. I know auditors are coming, right? So they just make it friendly and they say an assessment. And which to some extent is an assessment, but then it's still a pass or fail. Right. So they kind of pick the two. And, so although when we are doing the assessment, you don't have this, fix it, you don't. So we help you along the way, give you some advice on not how to fix it, but what needs to be fixed. But then once we are done, we are still going to, evaluate you on whether you passed or you failed. Right. So hopefully everybody gets that concept. So in the security space, it's a bit interchangeable, sort of, but you have to really understand from the point that we started with. So if you go to your normal doctor, is an assessment for your physical. If you're trying to get to the pilot school and you go to the pilot physicals, is an audit because you pass or you fail, right? They're not going to tell you to go fix this. And if you have to come back, then you are reapplying, right? And sometimes for some type of military schools, when you fail first time, they don't even allow you again, right? So hopefully everybody gets that piece. Edward, if you had something to add, you can go ahead, please.
Yes, I have something to add. On the PCI side, I love PCI. You say the SACs are on the assessment side and the level 1, level 2 audits are on the audit side. Is that a
So
good way to look at it? Yes, sir.
All the security assessments are on the audit side, but we call them assessments. Right. So if they're really assessments, then if you fail, then there wouldn't be any repercussions for it. Right. So although in the cybersecurity side, even though we'll call it an assessment to make it friendly, but we are really, holding your feet to the fire still. So it's friendly, we are assessing because we're able to, when you say assessment, you're able to do a little bit more, right? Probe more, and that gives you some more, leverage in terms of what you can do. But still, there's more of an audit, right? Femi, please go ahead.
Yes, Prof. Now, with this explanation, does it now push the auditor into the realm of the regulatory authorities? That is, the regulators employing auditors, whereby companies employ assessors and invite assessors. Because if auditing is to be sure that our vulnerabilities and risks are well assessed, if auditing is such with consequences, then it has to do with regulators. Can a company employ an auditor and also employ an assessor at the same time?
So your auditors are your assessors, kind of. It is 2 in 1, right? So it's the same. So is Dr. Edu an auditor and assessor in PCI? I'm both.
Prof, not to cut you short though. So can you say that, hey, Elliot, can you say that, like, so from experience that we have, as you know what I do, right? So I am an PCI expert in my company, making sure all the compliance are are applied and applied to the company policies and what PCI requires. But then at the end of the year, if we are doing a PCI audit and we have PCI agent being employed as a third party comes on, I present to him where we are, what we are complying, what vendors, and all the assessment that we present to him to also look at it and just confirm. So I can say that personally in the company, I have done the auditing, but he's just there to assess my audit to either say, oh, this is better, or you can do 1 or 2, if I'm right.
Okay, so back to, yes, thank you for that, Kwame. Back to Femi. So within the company, I think what Femi was trying to ask is, would the company employ an implementer within the company who is going to assess them prior to an external assessor coming in? That is a yes, right? And then for the external assessor coming in, although I'm coming in to assess you, it is still the company that is going to pay me. It's not PCI that is going to pay me to come and assess you, right? So you have to look for a qualified assessor or qualified auditor, if you want to look at it that way, who will come in and do your audits. So they will charge you, and once they are done with the audit, they will give you a report on compliance, or like a report at the end of it that says you passed or you failed, right? And give you some guidance on whichever you failed and what you can do about it. Now, within the company, for example, for PCI have internal assessors. So a company can employ you, come into the company and get qualified as an internal assessor. So what you do is to help them do their internal assessment, to prepare them for the external audit that is coming up. And then the external assessor / auditors will come in and assess. So that is what Kwame was talking about. So when I come in, I'm not necessarily just going to take, all the assessment that you do within your company is to help prepare your company. So when I come, it's the same checklist that I'm going to use, right? So if we go through the checklist, you guys have this? Yes, we do. Okay, show evidence. I'll interview people. If I think it is good, then we move on to the next, thing in the checklist, right? So yes, internally within the company can employ cybersecurity professionals who work as, GRC specialist, GRC analyst, or whatever your role is. You can still be working in the compliance space, helping them to internally prepare and stay in compliance with whatever standard and then they'll have an external assessor come in and do the assessment, right? But here, audit assessment, we kind of interchange it, but really most frameworks and standards, they want to make it more friendlier. So they will say, although still ISO still say your ISO 2701 auditor, but most of them just want to, they only say assessors just to make it friendly. Right? But really, although we are doing assessment, it's kind of also an audit. Renee and Bartholomew, you can please go ahead and then we'll move forward.
Okay, Doc. I just want I like kind of like your you call it your grandpa style answering question. Every time you ask us question, we kind of go in every direction, but you bring back to a level that everybody can understand. Do you think that method can be used in an interview? If so how do you practice to get better at it?
Oh yeah, in an interview they're going to love you if you go that route. There have been a couple of students who went to interviews and they just took words out of my mouth. They just went there and said the same things, and they had like a standing ovation for an interview. Right. Yeah. So that is one skill that every employer, every hiring manager is looking for. Being able to break complex situations down into basic everyday language for everybody to be able to understand and appreciate. Because that is what you're going to be doing in any boardroom that you find yourself, right? If you go to boardrooms and you're talking all this big cybersecurity language and you think that is making you look smart, they are looking at you like you're growing trees on your forehead. They don't understand what you're saying and they don't care about you and your cybersecurity nonsense, right? You have to break it down for them because you are there for money. If you are like the CISO, you are in some, high managerial role, you want money to support your cybersecurity team. So if you are there talking Chinese the whole time, the finance and other people are also looking for the same finance for their department, the same funds, and the company has a limited funds. So if you go in there, you have to be able to break it down, simple terms, right? So if you are using, and everybody should be practicing that. And how to practice that is, just anything that you find, bring it down to everyday life. Don't make it too complex, too complicated. Just like how, you go into some training and they will start you off with, even let's say they are doing networking. Oh, so, port 22 is this and port 20. I mean, first off, you should break it down to simple logic. What is port in the first place? What is a port? Right. Well, don't assume everybody knows it, so you are just, bulldozing your way through. And for some people, they think if they do that, that makes them look smart. You don't know, and they are just talking over you, and you give them some respect because of people who normally do that is because they really don't know and they're hiding behind. If you pause them and you're like, hey, Bartholomew, you said port 25 and this protocol, and what is a protocol and what is a port? You are going to, if they're either going to brush you aside and just move forward with the class, or you are just going to disrupt them and they're just going to start talking in circles because they've never even thought about that to even break it down to simple basic terms. Right. So it's a good strategy. If you go to an interview, breaking things down, grandpa style, they will love you. And that shows that you really understand what you're talking about to the core. Right. So even if not for anything, learn practicing that. But when you attend Cyber Chat or you go through other, Cyber Chat videos, at least you can pick, a few tips and tricks here. Kwame's wife, Sheila went to an interview, and when we did her interview prep, for her, they had her present the CIS controls. That was her whole interview. Present CIS controls from control 1 to 18. Explain all of it. So you pick the control, you explain it, you break it down. And we did that session, like I did that session with Sheila. And the examples that I was giving was the same examples she went with. And I mean, when she was done, there was nobody else they wanted to interview. It was a done deal. They just gave her the role because she understood what she was talking about. Right. So we will talk more on this as we move forward. I know you are in the GRC internship, so pick a lot of clues from that. Bartholomew, please go ahead.
Hi, Doctor. can we also say that the difference between an assessment and an internal audit, an assessment will bring a document that will have recommendations, weakness, and strength, but an audit will bring a document that can be used for third party to assessment, something like that. So an audit will have an official document that can be used for stockholders to understand that the company's security system is on point if they're complying with the rules and regulations, while assessment is more internal to kind of open the eyes of the company on where their weaknesses are and what to do to fix them, while the audit will tell them it is like a judgment, you pass or you fail. And that document will be the one that other companies will be looking for to make sure they can do business with you because you're secure or not.
Okay, so now in the cybersecurity space, your assessment, that's the same thing that you are talking about for audit. Because when we are done with the assessment, you are going to receive a report that says you passed or you failed. And then it is also going to highlight all the, controls that you failed, right? And your assessor will give you some recommendations, not on how to fix them, but, this is what you failed, and this is the intent of the control. So that way, when you're fixing it, at least you understand the intent well, so you'll be able to meet it, right? So that is what I was saying. When it comes to the word itself, in the security space, we are doing both assessment and audit at the same time, but we call it an assessment because you assess, but at the end of the day, you still come up with a fail or pass report, right? But unlike other places where probably in the financial space, it is really an audit or an assessment that is more friendly internal within the company before you audit, right? But here, they want to make it more user friendly, so they will call it an assessment, but we are doing assessment into an audit. So hopefully that helps, Batalo. All right, so let's jump back onto our, so let's just go back just one, that way we don't all lose track of, where we started from. So we are looking at the top 10 AI tools by category. We looked at the security co-pilots. We looked at the search and query co-pilots already. Now we are looking at the GRC co-pilot. So for the GRC, we have the DSG AI, that is a GRC co-pilot. And this is also an AI assisted tool that helps us to do what we do for compliance, risks, and risks management, and then also governance. And then our Diligent One platform, also another AI co-pilot tool that helps us to do GRC, everything GRC, right? Now, when it comes to GRC, there's a lot of automation. There's a lot of automated control testing when it comes to the compliance side. When it comes to the risk side, we are doing our risk assessment. We are doing our third-party risk assessment. Within that, also, we are doing governance, policies, procedures. And these tools, they help augment what we do, right? They will make your life way easier as a GRC specialist, GRC analyst. Now, the trust and compliance automation plus AI governance, this is a tool that is used to also help us manage AI risks, right? So these tools will help us manage AI risks. And this is, we have only one tool within this space. Now, AI also comes with risks. How do we govern? We are looking at how AI is helping us to do security. How are we also going to protect AI? Right. Now, there are some other tools that didn't make the top 10, like OneTrust, AI governance, FairNow, and other tools that didn't make this list. Because if we had to do top 20, they would have been within the top 20. But look at this category, these categories, dig more into them, find the ones that have free versions. And even you can, start off by going, if you go to their website, they have some demo videos that you can look and see how they use their tools, right, for the different use cases. Learn more about these tools. You can pick one or two or three, right, and dig more into them. And then you can find others that are more user-friendly. So for example, if OneTrust AI governance has a free version, if you use that, is similar to all the other ones that you can also, you are going to encounter on the job, right? So you don't necessarily have to go get a paid one, like we said from the beginning. There is no need to purchase any, even if you have the money of Elon Musk, there is no sense in purchasing these tools just to practice with it, right? So if you get free ones, just practice with those. The companies will also do a demo for you. So you can even let them know, hey, I want to purchase this for my company, which can be your own company. You can be your own company. They can set up a demo session with you and walk you through how it is used, right? At no cost. Okay. So, and you don't have to, at no obligation, you don't necessarily have to buy it, or they are selling it. So they will give you a demonstration also to give you some really good use cases, right? So, on that note, I think there is a hand up. I'm not sure if it is Yoyin Sula, please go ahead. Yoyin Sula, please go ahead.
Yeah, please, thank you. So my question is this: so as regard all of this 10 tools you'd mentioned, is this important for every regardless of the section where you work? Let's say you're specialized into the PCI DSS. Are these still essential for you to know, or does this correlate depending on which sector you work
So,
in the cybersecurity space?
Yes. So tools, they kind of cut across, right? But you can broadly categorize the tools into two main groups. So either you are using it on the red side of cybersecurity or blue side. So on the offensive side or defensive side. Now, when it comes to, like, let's say, for example, defensive side and GRC tools or security tools, regardless of where you are working on the blue side of security, at least you should know one or two of these tools.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Because really, you are not limited. You cannot say, well, I work in cybersecurity and I'm only doing compliance, and that is all that I'm doing. Because in your doing of compliance, you run into other areas of cybersecurity as well. Right? You can't just do risk assessment and say, well, that is all that I do. Because in risks, you are going to run into compliance, governance, security itself. You're going to run into all other areas. So at least if you know how to use, one or two of these or three, it is going to become handy.
Yeah. Okay. So, but what I'm trying to get out of this is, so depending on the area of your specialty, some tools are going to be more essential than the other for you, right?
Yeah. So, if you are working in the blue side of security, at least for GRC tools, SIM tools, you should know at least one or two SIM tools.
Okay.
Right. Whether you are doing PCI, you are doing whatever you are doing, you are going to need them. Because the SIM tools, they are used for a variety. And the SIM tools, their main job is to show you the security posture at any point in time. Right. Now, also, if maybe you are deep into SOC operations, then you go beyond the SIM tools and you have to be able to know how other tools like your intrusion detection systems and others work, and be able to configure alerts and other things like that. Right. And you are going to also use a bit of more tools on the right side of security, like more investigative tools. But generally, at least you should know how to use at least one or two vulnerability scanning tools, at least one or two SIM tools, right? So those are just tools that, because SIM tools, you can use them to do a lot. And typical GRC tools like Zen GRC, they have integrated them to the point where you can use them for risk assessment, you can use them for compliance, for an audit, you can use them for third party, you can use them, so they can do so many things, right? So at least a typical, GRC tool, also like Zen GRC, Vanta, Rada, and others like that, you can also try your hands on them. And for those, they all have free versions that you can, practice with.
Okay, thank you. So one more question. So, as regard the PCI DSS, would you advise someone who is just, starting out getting into the cybersecurity space, to delve into that directly, or would you say, okay, maybe such person should start from some other route, take some other routes over time, then they can delve into this security space? Or is it something they can get into right away?
Okay. And my answer to that is, if you want to be a surgeon, you think it's a good idea to go to medical school first before you go into surgeon school, or you can simply just jump into surgeon school?
Well, being surgeon is a specialty in medical school, right? So once you're into the medicine, you choose the specialty. You can decide to go into be a surgeon or like OB-GYN or any specialty that you wish, but you have to pass through the medical school.
Yes, and reason why you have to pass through medical school is they need you to have the foundation, right? So in the surgeon school is not where you are going to be asking, excuse me, prof, what is this vein you guys are talking about? Right? And everybody's looking at you like, where were you during medical school? So same thing, PCI is a specialty. Now, some people will say, I'll teach you PCI, HIPAA. For those people, one, do they even work in PCI? They don't. So they are just teaching you things they found on YouTube and elsewhere. Because anybody who is in PCI and knows PCI well will advise you to, if you are starting off, yes, that is your ultimate goal, but you have to go through and get a very strong foundation in cybersecurity. Then when you get into PCI space, we are not teaching you cybersecurity there, but we are teaching you the strategies and the steps and tactics and techniques of PCI.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. So I'll encourage you to go through the cybersecurity entry-level course, and then later on you can look into PCI, because that will make you a better PCI professional than just to jump straight into. Because right now, even you're a smart lady, when you jump into PCI, you'll be able to catch the steps, the tactics, the techniques, but really the core of it is cybersecurity, right? So when we are talking about implement strong cryptography, now you are there, you don't. One, even if you understand cryptography, you don't have a very strong foundation. You don't know the basis and fundamentals of cryptography. Now, some aspect of maybe if we are looking at requirement, let's say maybe requirement 3 or 4, and it keeps talking about cryptography and key management, and you are going to be lost, right? No matter how smart you are, because if the foundation is not there, it's not there. But if you've gone through and you have a very solid foundation in cybersecurity, you have a very solid foundation in terms of knowledge, you've gone through all these major areas, you've done some hands-on, you've done the internship. When you jump into PCI, your problem is not the language. Your problem is, okay, what are the steps do I need? When I get into a company as a PCI compliance officer, what are some of the first things I have to do? What should I be looking out for? How do I do this? Right? Because when it comes to the execution part of it, you understand what you are doing. But for somebody else whom some people convinced and, they just want you to buy their course and oh yeah, it's good, you can do it, come in. With no background, once you're done with the course, they pull the first one on you. Because even if you are given a job, you are going to run away from the job. And it's not because what you don't know is above your intellectual capabilities, it's because you don't know. And no matter how smart you are, if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what you don't know. So I'll encourage everyone on here, if you are starting off, start with the entry level. First 2 months, a strong foundation, going through all areas of cybersecurity. Second 2 months, you do the internship and workshop. We expose you to all different types of projects in the blue side of cybersecurity. And once you're done, you're a full-blown professional at that point. You can do different roles. If you want to jump and specialize in PCI, now it becomes easier. Everything makes more sense. And you are just learning the strategies and tactics and techniques of PCI, not cybersecurity. Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Edward, please go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Doctor. I had two questions, but let me tell Miss Yoyi Sholahi, that's her name. I was exactly in the same position. I jumped into PCI. I had my first job for like 3 years. It was a struggle. There were some times they would call when I'm doing an assessment interview. I had no clue what they were talking about. Have to go back, read. Yes, it was a struggle. So like doctor said, if you want to be a medical doctor, you don't just jump to be a surgeon. You don't just jump to being a surgeon. You have to take the steps, enjoy it while you're doing it. And by the time you get to PCI, trust me, it will be, everything you do on PCI is based on cybersecurity principles. You are just applying them. So there's no way you can jump straight to PCI. I did it. It was horrible. I struggled. So there were some days I was scared to wake up in the morning and go to work. Yes, I'm just throwing that in. Doctor, I have 2 questions for you, though.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes, sir. When you use AI co-pilots for audits, what process would you use to summarize your reports and validate your documentation? That's one question. Then when your auditors or your compliance bodies require human accountability, how do you meet up AI assistance and your compliance bodies are expecting human accountability? How do you meet those 2 together? Thank you, sir.
Okay. So, good question. Now, for all the GRC tools or your audit tools that has your AI, co-pilot in it, right? When we looked at the properties of an AI pilot cannot make decisions on their own. They rely on human inputs. They are your co-pilot. So they help you with some of the repetitive stuff, right? They help you with alerts. They help you with some of the things that you might forget. So, for example, if you are doing PCI, you're looking at 400 and something requirements, right? So if you are going through and let's say you have a platform that has all the requirements in there and you are going through the checklist. So probably Femi was supposed to give you this evidence, they didn't. You can, set an alert in there. So you have all your, alerts in there. So as you are moving forward, it is going to prompt you, or if you have a strategy of, okay, within the first 2 weeks, I have to complete requirement 1 to 7, right? So you set up what you want it to do. It can send you reminders. It can help you do all that. Now, evidence that you are collecting, you are the one who is supposed to look at it. Your AI agent or AI assistant cannot evaluate the evidence and say it's good, right? So it'll help you reorganize your evidence and people you have to interview, probably shoot them an email and stuff like that. But really, when it comes to the core of the job is you. And when you are done, your report, it has to be you. Even if you are done and you automatically generate the report, you still have to take your time and go through because it's your signature on that report, right? So that is how you go about it. Now we can talk more specifically about different specific co-pilot tools, right, that are used, but generally, that is how you are going to go about it, right? So hopefully that answers all your questions, Edward.
Yes, it does. Thank you, sir.
Yes, you're welcome. All right, so wrapping up now, these tools that we looked at, like I said, the goal here is for you to familiarize yourself with them, at least know they are there. Know there is something called AI pilot and your AI agents, what is the difference between the two, how are these tools being embedded in, right? So reason why maybe during this session, really, I wanted to do demonstrations on at least 2 or 3 of these tools, but because of time, right? And we had to go through kind of the knowledge piece and let you know what is out there for everyone, right? So AI is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. It's getting better and better and better. Attackers are even using it. So it means for us security professionals, it is our duty to make sure we really know what we are doing, right? And for everyone who is just going to look at AI like, I mean, it's one of those things. It's going to come and just go. AI is not. AI is staying, right? So if you think AI is going to come and go and you don't learn it, you are going to be the one leaving, and AI is going to stay, right? So with that, I encourage everyone to join the challenge. 8th of January to 15th is going to be fun. So don't let everybody join and come and tell you what is happening in there. You have to join and find out for yourself and be part of the fun, right? And in January, our prices are going to increase, like I talked about earlier, because of the restructuring and all the fun stuff we are adding to the courses. And these are the price lists. So we've mentioned that already. We've sent an email out numerous times. So these are some of the changes that we are going to experience in January. And our Christmas sale is still on. The 7-day challenge, we encourage you to revisit our site if you've not joined already. Join the fun. And for folks looking to jump into cybersecurity, the best course out there, I can tell you that for a fact. in the United States, better than even what you're going to do for master's or bachelor's degree. And it's not me just, talking bad about degrees are good. This is not going to give you a degree, but this is going to give you what you'll be able to use to work. Your degree won't give you what you'll be able to use to work on the job. And you can ask everybody on here who has a master's, Bobby and others, they have master's, bachelor's in cybersecurity. Ask them if what they are doing on the job right now, the only thing they had was the knowledge they got from school. They would have run away and left the job, but they're able to function on the job because of this program, right? So when we say, and I've taught in these schools, I know what they teach in there for cybersecurity and other IT courses, right? This program goes beyond just theory. It gives you a very strong theoretical foundation, and then we move into doing, because in IT it's about doing, in cybersecurity it's about doing, not just theory, right? And then we move into our GRC internship and workshop. If you've already gone through some training, you've already gone through school, you have a degree, you have a bachelor's, master's, join this program. Is going to help you with a hands-on, and join it before the prices increase. And then our cloud security, if you're already in the security space, you are looking to, be able to move and secure the cloud. If your company has almost all their assets in the cloud, don't wait till they replace you with somebody who can secure their cloud, right? And then our AI governance, I can't speak about this enough. In 2026, you should jump on this before 2020, January 2026, right? Enroll, get ahead, be part of the first cohort for January, and the rest is going to be history. Now you are going to be the one teaching other people AI governance, right? And then our PCI, and we were discussing this, eventually, if you want to get into PCI, if you have some cybersecurity background already, you have security plus, security analyst, you have some degree in cybersecurity, or at least you took some training and you think you have a strong foundation, we can get you into our PCI program where you are going to specialize in PCI, arguably the most lucrative niche in the cybersecurity space. And join our WhatsApp group. The link has been posted. And now we have some questions that I'm going to, I think, Michael, I saw your hand up first, and then Femi, we will give you the floor. So Michael, please go ahead. Oh, you are still muted if you are trying to speak, Michael.
Oh, sorry. Good evening, Dr. Eddie.
Yes, good evening.
And good evening to all of you. Well, this is just to lighten the environment a bit. So I just want to ask you, do you ever wake up coming to the cyber chat thinking that you're going to have a question that you will not have answers to, and you'll be palpitating?
Actually, no. Like you saying it is, I'm thinking about it, but really, no. Right.
I am asking because it feels like you are always in an interview situation. We're asking you questions and you're always coming up with answers. Because when we meet as a group, sometimes we discuss that and we like, I wish I have the brains of Dr. Edu to understand all these things, the perspectives. Because when we respond to some of these questions, we are kind of a bit all over the place. But then, like the other speaker said, you kind of break it down in the grandpa style. So I guess what I'm just trying to say is thank you for sharing your knowledge with us, and it's been helpful to all of us. So thank you.
Thank you, Michael. And it's a gradual process. Dr. Edu just didn't get to where he is just by getting there, right? It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of learning. Because like you said, you come to an open platform like this, and then also that speaks to what we do at Eretmis Academy, right? Because if we are doing people dirty, we cannot be doing cyber chat for every people selling different cybersecurity courses online. How many of them have an open platform? Even when you go to their classes, you don't talk to other students. You don't get to interact. But Michael and everybody on here can. When we put you into groups during the different classes, we don't regulate the groups. You can fight in the groups for 2 weeks before you figure yourselves out, right? We live because, we believe in that aspect of, the program, because the soft skills part plays a key role. And two, we have really nothing to hide. We are an open book. We are there to help and assist you. Right. So, and we do this open forum. So if we are kind of pulling fast ones on people, I mean, everybody can unmute and say whatever they want to say. So you can come in here and unmute yourself and be like, yeah, that is BS. Dr. Edu, they did this and they did. But really, like I always say, we are building an army of cybersecurity professionals. And I always tell everybody, all our students, if you are going to an interview, you've done the program, you are applying to jobs and you are struggling and we don't know about it, you are so wrong. That is on you. Because for help, there is abundance of it. If you reach out, if Dr. Edu is not, there is a whole list of, folks who can help you, including Michael himself, who just spoke, right? But to be able to answer all questions, and, I like what Michael brought about, to be able to answer questions and to be able to, that doesn't mean I'm smarter than everybody, but it's just, I work in the industry, I've paid my dues, right? And I've gone through the different ranks. So I know what everybody is doing. I know what is going on. There were I think there was an internship where one intern, they will come up unprepared and then right off the fly, he will just go to ChatGPT and pull up some information and come up with a presentation and he will do it. And I knew everything I knew where he got his access from, but I didn't say anything. I'll just let it slide. Okay. Right. And I'll just, some of his group members will reach out and be like, hey, this guy has hijacked the group, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, just if that was your manager on the job, will you quit the 150,000 job because of him? Obviously not. So learn how to deal with him and work with him. Right. So on that note, I'll go to Femi and we'll be about to wrap up. Femi, please go ahead.
All right, Doc. If anybody has troubled you as much as I do on this either platform or the WhatsApp or on my private platform, I doubt it. The reason is that I have some kind of conflicts, internal conflicts. I am from a non-cyber security, a non-IT background, pure arts. And when I started, I did RMF. I was even good at it. I was even teaching people about it in the class. But something in me was telling me, look, you are not, I want to, in any field I find myself, I want to call myself like 70, 75, 80% before I begin to say, okay, I want to approach some things. Now, by the time I came across your class, this thing I'm saying could go into the review of Eretmis Academy. By the time I joined your class, that was about 2 years ago. I began to realize that so many things that I thought I knew, I did not know. I began to gain some new things. Ordinarily, my intention was to become an assessor. I began to learn some other things that I had maybe underplayed in my past learning. So now, when I wanted, the first time I wanted to join, I said, okay, I did RMF, okay, that was good. Let me join the internship class. I tried to, I stepped back, not internship. Now with the question my sister asked this night, put some clarity into most of these things. I have decided on my own now, as I am here, that I'm going to join the cybersecurity entry level class and start from the beginning with you and go through the internship. Now, this is what I want to ask, Doctor. Is it possible with the level and with the kind of knowledge you are dishing out to people on this platform, on this academy, is it possible you enroll or you affiliate with one of the universities around and at least have a diploma that you give to people you certify that are good enough to be your ambassador in the institution? That is my question.
Okay, Femi. So we are working on something like that. So next year, that is one of our, hopefully mid-year next year, we will have some of our affiliations concluded. So that is something that is in the pipeline, right? And to add to what you were saying, right, always what you have to tell yourself is you don't know what you don't know. especially in this space. And everything is doable. Everybody on here can do a cybersecurity job because before you even start cybersecurity, you have about 30% of the skills that are needed. So that is why when somebody is like, yeah, but I've never worked in cybersecurity. So I have no working experience. Well, in cybersecurity, we are looking for your technical and non-technical experience, right? And from wherever you are coming from, whatever you do, whatever you've done up to this point, there is some transferable skills, a lot of soft skills that are transferable into the cybersecurity space, right? Because when you look at a job description and they list, well, you should know, risk assessment, you should be able to, work with policies. You should, after all that technical stuff, they will talk about attention to detail is a skill they are looking for, communication skills, a skill they are looking for. Now, which cybersecurity school is going to teach you attention to details? Right. Unless, of course, maybe during the internship, we put you in groups and you learn some soft skills. But even that, the 3 months is not enough for us to teach you attention to detail. I mean, you are going to learn that really quick. But attention to details, great communication skills, which you're also going to get during the internship. But the point I'm trying to make is great interpersonal skills. If you don't know how to deal with people, although for the example that I gave, when we put you in groups, we just allow you to manage and fight it out until you figure it out. So you have to learn how to deal with people. But we've had people who, in the internship, they got so frustrated to the point where, I don't know, somebody pissed them off. They almost halfway through the program, they just quit and disappeared because they didn't want to deal with one person, right? And if you had 100 or 250,000 job salary, and Femi is, your boss, and he's so hard to deal with, are you going to quit that job because of Femi?
Definitely no.
Of course not. So you have to find a way of dealing with everybody, right? You have to find a way you are going to find all sort of, even you yourself, saying you can't deal with somebody. Do you know how difficult it is for people to deal with you? You might probably not have, looked at it from that perspective. If somebody is too burdensome to deal with, probably check yourself also, because other people might also find it hard to deal with you. We all have different opinions, and so we have to be generous. We have to be open-minded. We have to be kind-hearted to ourselves, right? Don't take yourself too seriously. In life, if you take yourself too seriously, you're going to have a heart attack. I mean, so just make things a bit light on yourself. And that is part of the skills that we need in the cybersecurity space, right? Being able to work with people. That is more important to employers than your technical knowledge and skill. Although they are employing you for your technical knowledge and skill. If not, then when you do your technical interview and you pass, that should be it. They should give you the job. But you can be the most technically proficient person. If they do the soft skills interview and everything you are speaking to clearly shows you can't deal with people, they won't give you the role. Because in the role, you are going to work with everybody. And they don't want you to be that one person. All you do is your technical stuff, and you can't be in a meeting without saying something bad to somebody. You can't by offending everybody they can't deal with you. Right. So you are not a good cultural fit for the organization. Right. So and thank you for bringing that up, Femi. And for everybody looking to break into the security side, don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You need a strong foundation. And you don't even have to take our course, but I can give you some tips and tricks on the strong foundation. Everything that we are doing in cybersecurity is to protect our data from unauthorized access. Now, you can't protect your data without protecting the network the data runs on. You can't protect the network without knowing some of the IT, strategies and IT parts of IT that is used to protect the network, like cryptography and identity and access management, right? So these are some of the key areas that comes together to form what we do for cybersecurity. So if you don't have a foundation in that, and somebody is just teaching you RMF, PCI, HIPAA, ISO 27701, you don't understand networking, you don't understand how data moves, you don't understand cryptography, you have to run away from such programs. Because once you are done, They literally taught you California traffic law, and they are telling you you're a lawyer, you can practice and defend, criminals in the United States. You don't even know the whole of California law. They only taught you California traffic law. Right. So does that qualify you to be a lawyer? Now you are thinking with all the confidence in the world, you're a lawyer. You go to an interview and you quickly realize, I don't think I'm a lawyer. Right. So same thing. If I teach you frameworks, you know the steps, but really the core is the framework is speaking cybersecurity language and you don't understand cybersecurity language. So make sure you are building that strong foundation. Don't be in a hurry. Man, I just want the quickest way in is the quickest way out. If you want to make this a career, take your time. And taking your time doesn't mean it's going to take you years. At least 2, 3 months, 4 months, be dedicated. Learn your craft and learn it well. Right? Because the foundation is the most important part of every building. But nobody sees the foundation. Right? We only see, oh, nice house. Nice. Nobody says, oh, wow, nice foundation. Because we don't see the foundation. And we really don't care about the foundation. On the house is up. But really, every builder knows that the most important part is the foundation. So if they are in a hurry to complete your foundation, then I think you must look for a new builder. Because any builder who is in a hurry to complete your foundation, if your foundation is weak, your whole entire house is useless because it can come down at any time, right? And your whole investment is just going to go down the drain. But if your foundation is strong, even if you want to change, you can literally pull your whole house down. You don't need a new foundation. The old one can still support the new house you're about to build. And if you are building a skyscraper, then it behooves you to dig deeper. And what I mean by this is if you want to make a cybersecurity career and go all the way to the top, that means you are building a skyscraper, right? It behooves you to really dig deeper. Make sure your foundation is very strong. So anywhere you find yourself, that is why most of our students in different roles and different jobs, if you go to their bosses today and you tell their boss, hey, did you know that Frank, this is his first job in cybersecurity or in IT? They will tell you, you are kidding. They wouldn't believe you because of the level of knowledge and skill our students are taking to the job market and what they are also doing in terms of performance on the job. People who've been there 10 years and others, they think our students have years, 10, 12 plus years of experience, and they are just, watering it down just to be able to get the role that they are in. Because people on the job don't even know what our students know. And you know what you know, and you can do what you can do because you are standing on the shoulders of giants. So people who've navigated this already have come up with a roadmap for you to just go through. That makes it easier for you because you don't have to, go around in circles and trying to figure it out on your own, right? And it's not just Dr. Edu, there is a whole army here. Frank, Bobby, there's a whole list, right? And that is a few that I can just easily see on the screen. Kwame, Sheila, and all these people, they started from no IT background. But they've been working, Sheila have been working, Kwame, Sheila have been working for 4 years, 5 years in cybersecurity, no IT background, right? It's doable, but there is some work that you have to put in. So if you are ready to put in the work, it is going to pay off eventually. If you don't get a job, even if it takes you a year to get a job, what really do you have to lose? Somebody went to nursing school for 4 years. What is a starting salary? You did a course for 5 months. It took you another 1 year to get a job. And your first pay is your salary for your first salary is 150K a year. How much is a nurse making after 4 years of school with a lot of student debt, like student loans? Right. Even a medical doctor, after 10 years of school with all these student loans, what is a starting what is your starting salary? No medical doctor is starting off with 200K. But we have students who've gone through program for 6, 7 months, even if it takes them a year to get a job. Michael is making 168, his first job. Michael got a job like 2 months ago, 168. Right. So, but some people get in after applying to 3 jobs, they're like, yeah, what is the use? I mean, the market is saturated. They just find some statistics made up by themselves and they give up. But if you give up, nobody's going to bring the job to your doorstep and say, hey, Femi, we know you can do the job. This is it. I mean, if you're looking for 150K job, 100 and you quit on 5 no's, I don't think you deserve it. Right. So on that note, if there are no questions, we are about to wrap up. Now, I encourage you to look into all the programs that we discussed, especially the 7-day challenge. I want everybody to, jump onto that. It's going to be fun. And this is going to be our last cyber chat of the year. I really appreciate everybody's time and all the learning. And Friday nights, you could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here to grow. Next year, we're going to take it up a notch. It's going to be even better, right? But I really, truly appreciate everybody's time for all the love and support. And I can also tell you for a fact, for us in return, is we are going to die to see you succeed, right? And we genuinely mean that from the bottom of our hearts, right? So really appreciate everybody. We are not going to meet until I think the 9th of January is the next, yes, the 9th, because the 2nd is still in the New Year's. So the 9th is going to be our next cyber chat. Truly appreciate everybody's time. Merry Christmas in advance. Happy holidays to everyone. We appreciate you from Eretmis Academy, and personally from Dr. Edu. I cannot really show my gratitude. I cannot even, words cannot even express my gratitude for everybody and for the team, for the love and for participation, right? All the learning that goes on is beyond my imagination. So I truly am thankful for everyone. I thank everybody for your time and your support. And we are always going to be there to help and support everybody also as well. And we are building a family. So kindly network, make sure we keep the family tight and we hold ourselves to a high standard, because we can only succeed together, right? So if one succeeds, we pull everybody also along. So happy holidays, stay safe, Merry Christmas to everybody in advance. And we are going to meet next year, God willing, hopefully to see everybody on the 9th on the 9th. By that time, we would have started the challenge. So I think that will be the 2nd day of the challenge. So you are going to hear about the challenge. If you don't join, you're going to hear all the cool stuff that is happening in the challenge. And I think somebody was asking about the coupon. Okay. Oh no. So there's no coupon for the challenge. The challenge is, I think it's $3.99 or $4.99. So the promotion doesn't apply to it, right? But on that note, appreciate everybody's time. Have a great and wonderful rest of the holidays, and I will see you in January. Have a great night, everyone.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Merry
Good night.
Christmas. Doc, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful Christmas.
You too.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Have
you,
a good
Doctor.
night. God
Please,
bless
how
you.
can we get the link for this session?
Oh, it's going to be posted on YouTube. So the link will be sent out. It will be emailed and also put on the platform for everyone.
All right. Thank you, Doctor.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you,
Merry
Doctor. Happy
Christmas.
holidays.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
everyone.
Christmas, Doctor.